The European Space Agency has successfully landed a probe on a moving comet. Now, this is known as the Rosetta mission, and it's important because the comet contains materials that will let us know more about our solar system. This is the first time that this has successfully happened, so let me give you the details. Now, this is the Rosetta spacecraft, and the Rosetta spacecraft is what launched the probe onto the comet. Philae, which is the name of the probe, was confirmed to touch down on the surface of the comet more than 300 million miles away at 11:03 a.m. Okay, 300 million miles away. That is bananas. But there's more bananas.
Amazing.
It's incredible.
How the hell did we do that?
I don't. Well, we didn't do it. The European Space Agency did it.
Well, we as in Homo sapiens.
Okay, Homo sapiens. Sure, we're all part of the human race. The comet contains materials that originally formed our solar system frozen in time. By digging them out, we can learn more about the origins of our planet. The Rosetta spacecraft has made invaluable observations about the comet's attributes, and it will continue to do so as it follows it around the sun for the next year. But Philae will be able to look more closely at the comet's physical and molecular composition. So even though we successfully landed Philae onto the comet, you should know that we're not entirely sure whether or not the gathering data will be successful. Part of the reason why is even though it did a soft landing and everything seems like it's fine right now, we're unsure as to whether or not it is safely secured with it onto the comet. So there is a possibility that it could move, that it could roll over, and if that happens, should that happen, there's really no way to correct it. But as far as we know right now, things seem to be going very smoothly. Let's say that Philae does roll over and all of a sudden we can't utilize it to get information or data from the comet or from the surface of the comet. The good news is that the Rosetta spacecraft is, following the comet, so we will still get some data and information from it.
We've already gotten an enormous amount of data.
Since August.
Right.
Yeah.
And look, this project's been going on for 10 years. Think about the patience and the discipline involved in that. And so when I say we, I really mean it. I mean, human beings, we've done a lot of messed up things, right? And we are vicious little creatures. But we also have a bright side, and this is it.
Yeah.
If 100 years ago you had said, we'll be able to fire a craft that goes into outer space, 300 million miles away, lands on a comet going 85,000 miles per hour.
Insane.
On just a 2.5 mile strip. It's going to land in that particular area. You have no idea what the surface of the comet's like. I mean, none of that conversation would have made any sense to anyone. They'd be like, you're talking about magic, things that are never ever going to happen. You're the craziest person that's ever lived, and we did it.
There was one point where the Rosetta spacecraft, because it uses solar panels for energy, right? There was one point where it wasn't close enough to the sun in order to absorb energy, so it just kind of stopped working for a little while, went to sleep, right?
For about 3 years.
For 3 freaking years, and then apparently it gathered enough energy to continue.
Yeah,
it's so incredible. It's so incredible.
We built it so that it could shut down and then restart itself when it got close enough. We're pretty good at this. So, I mean, you wonder why I love science. No, who could be against science? Look at what science has created. And you're going to talk to me about mythology. You're going to talk to me about, no, I don't believe 97% of the world's scientists. I mean, we live with barbarians. We live with Neanderthals. We have scientists who can do this. And then we've got these people who are running our country.
Yes.
What nerve to say these guys don't know what they're talking about, right?
Yeah, it's incredible. And look, I know I gave you guys the full explanation already, but for those of you who want to visualize it, we do have a video for you. It's a short video, and it kind of explains to you why this is so important, why we need to learn more about our solar system, and why things form the way they did. Take a look.
To reach its target comet, Rosetta has performed a number of gravity assist maneuvers. Close flybys of the Earth and Mars to slingshot the spacecraft on the right trajectory, deep into space. On its way, Rosetta passed close to 2 asteroids, 2867 Steens and 21 Lutetia, taking detailed images of these tiny worlds. In July 2011, Rosetta entered into deep space hibernation, which ended when its internal alarm clock went off on January 2014. After waking, the 11 scientific instruments on Rosetta and 10 on the small lander called Philae were turned on and checked. Then began the most difficult phase of the mission, the rendezvous with the comet. As it closed in on the comet, a major braking maneuver was performed to bring Rosetta alongside around the nucleus at walking pace, becoming the first spacecraft ever to do so. Since then, Rosetta has been mapping the nucleus in detail in order to select the landing site for Philae. This will be the first time that landing on a comet has ever been attempted.
Did you see how it was dancing around that comet like that? It had moves, man.
We should put it on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Literally.
Literally. That was good, Cenk.
Thank you.
That was good.
Good night, everybody. Okay, all right. Now that I've said that, let me get goofy. I also like this because at some point we're going to have to nuke a comet. So I'm glad we're getting ready. Because every major extinction event, almost every major extinction event in the history of the planet has been because a comet hit us.
Can you imagine if we like figure out global warming or climate change and we just like nip it in the bud, which
in the nick of time.
It's too late for that, by the way. And you know, everything's good. The environment's wonderful. You can go to like Mexico City or any random place in China and breathe the air and you don't have to worry about getting cancer. It'll be wonderful, right? And then all of a sudden, right after we figure that all out,
comet hits, we're all
Gone.
dead anyway. And then the last words we'll ever hear is Inhofe saying, "I told you so." So that's why it's good that we're getting ready. Maybe we can land something on a comet and then blow it up when it's 300 million miles away.
yeah. This is
Sorry,
important
comets.
research. Yeah.
Sorry. We see you. Comets, you're not coming for us anymore. We're coming for you.